Hi, it's Carrie. I am once again inviting you to critically appraise, systematic review, search methods with me. I'm on PubMed. I'm going to look for the systematic subset, and I think we're going to be very pleased with these results. I am getting pretty excited to see a lot of improvements in the way that search methods are reported. And you might be asking, Carrie, how do you know if they're reported well? Well, I use the PRISMA-Search extension as a measure of whether or not the search methods have been reported well. I'll be talking about that in upcoming videos, not today. But I will leave a link in the video description below so that you can look at the PRISMA-Search extension too. Here we are. I've just sorted by most recent, so this came out today, July 5th, 2023. And I'll click on it and I'll just say I don't know any of these authors, and it doesn't appear that there's been a librarian on the team. And as I've mentioned before, I don't like to make an evaluation of the methods based on the abstract alone. So let's look at the article itself. Here's the article, and as I have said, and if you know me at all, we are really interested in the methods. So there's one thing I'll note here. It says conducted according to PRISMA, but then they spell out PRISMA preferred reporting items. And so that's just a distinction I'd like to make. PRISMA isn't for conducting, it's really for reporting, but it does mean that they followed some sort of standard in reporting this review, I hope. PRISMA is a 27 item checklist, so I'm not going to go into each of these 27 items. Then they talk about their eligibility criteria, and they talk about their information sources and search strategy, which is what I'm really interested in. What I'm very pleased to see here is an actual date. They conducted their searches on November 1st, 2022, and they used Medline. They noted that they used it with PubMed. I'm smiling a lot. I don't know if you can hear that. Scopus, Embase, which is held on 2 different platforms. They didn't specify, but that's okay. Lilacs, which is the Latin American Caribbean literature, health sciences literature. Latin American and Caribbean health sciences literature. Web of Science, which actually contains a number of different database segments, and gray literature, and they've listed that here. That's really nice. They haven't talked too much about the search here in the narrative methods, but what they have done is given us their search strategies in their supplemental file. Let's take a look. Here it is, and I'll open it up. And what I am so pleased to see here is the strategy for each database and the number of results. And let's just see what it looks like when we run it. So I'm going to copy the PubMed strategy. I'm going to open up a new window for PubMed, paste the strategy, and let's just see what happens. Whoa, we got 68 results. In November, they got 66 results. I am just thrilled beyond belief. This is Scopus syntax. It looks pretty correct. This is Embase syntax for the embase.com platform. So now we know that they used embase.com. Here's Web of Science and Lilacs, and they've even captured their gray literature searches. Huge kudos to the authors on this. This is fantastic. What I want to say is good job, authors. I'm very pleased with the way that you've captured your search methods in your manuscript. Let's go back and just look at one more today. This is a response to a letter to the editor, so let's look at number 3. Again, I'll just note that I don't know these authors, and I don't think I saw any librarian involved. So again, we see a date. That's amazing. I love to see it. And they searched Medline and Embase. Now let's see if we can get to the full text. Here's the full text, and I'm going to just scroll down to the methods section past the introduction, And this is, again, pretty great. We see that they searched Medline and Embase on the Ovid platform. That makes a big difference. We need to know that. And they have noted it here. They noted both the databases and the platform on which they were searched. They gave us a date, November 3rd, 2022. They used a combination of keywords and subject headings related to heart failure and prediction models based on previous literature and limited to English. They didn't tell us why. They did complete forward and backward citation searching for included studies and previous systematic reviews and removed duplicates using EndNote. Let's go look at the supplementary material. Usually somewhere here at the bottom. And if I recall, this one's quite large. And if we scroll down, we see Medline with both controlled vocabulary and keywords. Looks like they knotted out some things that might have been coming up and causing noise. This is both a subject heading, mass screening, and a keyword screen. They did the animals not humans limiter and then limited to English. I'm not going to rerun this. And on the next page, we see the Embase strategy, and it also looks appropriate for the syntax for Embase on the Ovid platform. Now, one thing I'll note is that really systematic searches are meant to be comparable to each other. They're meant to be the same. That's what makes them systematic. And yet we see some terms here used in the Embase strategy that we don't see used up here, at least as far as I can tell. If I were to try to put these side by side, let's just see. Lines 1 through 5 look the same, but then after line 5 we see just two wildly different searches, and I would ask the team why. There may have been a reason, we just don't know why. And then they've knotted out some publication types as well. Without running it, the search for Embase looks a lot more complex. But I'm just going to say, hey, I am so thrilled that authors are including their search strategies in such great detail in their appendix. Look, even we have results for each line. So I'm happy to see these today. Thanks for joining me for critical appraisal of search methods, and I hope to see you next time.